There's a quote that often comes to my mind in the context of subjects like this, and it's this art historian Roy Sieber who said, and we'll see if I can get it right, but the history of taste is a story of constantly shifting attitudes which are neither inevitable nor infallible beyond the moment in which they are in favor. The idea being just what you expressed, I think, that we constantly think we're at the apex of taste or morality or whatever it is, and we neglect the likelihood, not just the possibility, but the likelihood that our tastes and attitudes will change. And in this case, when they change, we will then become the object of the future's ire.
Yeah, we will. And one thing that's missing, one, I think, important point is that we are the beneficiaries of a sophisticated material and scientific culture. So when we talk about the illiberality of the Greeks or the Romans, we're talking about things that we have no comprehension. And that is, I was born with 400 vision. If I was in Greece, I'd be dead by now, because I wouldn't be able to see. I've had 3 kidney stone operations. I would have been dead in each one of them. I've had a ruptured appendix. I would have been dead. I had a serious sinus problem and a catastrophic bike accident. I would be dead. And so when we look back at these people, 90% of them were connected to agriculture, and their chief worry was not philosophical questions as much for most people. How do I live for tomorrow? The people who are criticizing the past have no idea that how would people today live if they have no refrigerators and electricity? They would have to get food every 24 hours. They'd have to learn to cure them. Or most of what they take for granted in medicine, food, shelter, security, they wouldn't be there. And yet these societies were very sophisticated technologically and abstract, but they fought against the physical world in a way that's just incomprehensible. So we get this dilemma or this paradox of very comfortable, mostly leisured and academics in the lounge, and then they're going back and just tearing apart people of the past that were one day away from death or murder or a violent end of somehow. And that's something that everybody has to take into consideration. Just basic thing. If you told today's most severe critic, and you said to them, for the next week, you're not going to have any toilet paper, you're not going to have a refrigerator, you're not going to have any electricity, you're not going to have any car, you're not going to have any medicine, and you're going to have to go out, let's say, in your neighborhood and survive. That means you're going to have to find game, you're going to have to grow food, you're going to have to protect yourself from a wandering tribe. And we know that you guys are interested in apocalyptic movies. Well, that's what the ancient world was like. If you were in a Greek city-state, you never knew who was coming over the hill. And you had to close the gates by darkness and make sure the walls held. That's a very different system or environment in which to operate than ours.